Good morning, everybody, and welcome to WCFL DolFans Talk. Hope everyone's having a wonderful weekend. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and bring on my co-host, Mr. Johnny O.
What's up, Pop Paul? How are you, brother?
Oh, besides getting forgetful in the old age, I'm doing good.
And you're not even old.
No, I'm not. I'm not old, but my body is.
Hey, you're still here. That's the best part.
Yep, I'm actually going to go out today and try a little bowling, see if I can still do it without hurting too much or anything. And if so, I might join a bowling league this coming fall.
Well, just remember, you're going to go. You're going to hurt because you haven't done it in a while.
Oh yeah, no, I mean that I understand. I got a bowling alley that's for $50. I can go every day and bowl twice a day
$50 for what? The summer or?
for the whole summer.
That's not bad. That's actually pretty damn good.
Yeah, I can bowl 2 games a day every day.
It sounds like a Bolero summer pass.
You know, and is that what you got is Bolero?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what this bowling alley is.
Yeah, they own most of the bowling alleys now. Bolero bought out AMF, Brunswick Bowling. My house just closed Wednesday night because the damn landlord wanted way too much money. They went from $8 a square foot for 29,000 square feet to he wanted $20 a square foot.
That's ridiculous.
So Bolero said, nope, we can't afford that, and they closed down.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm gonna go. The wife and I are gonna go this afternoon, and we'll go a few times this summer to let me get back into it and get me out of the house and stuff.
Yeah, hey, it's a great way to meet people and hang out. And absolutely, I've been doing it for years.
Well, I used to do it for quite a bit, and then once we moved, I just stopped and didn't get back into it. I've been seeing a lot of little videos of the players at practice and stuff, but I haven't no real new news or anything.
The only thing right now is Johnu wanting a new contract or be traded. If they save money with Ramsey, sign Johnu. You know what you got.
Yeah.
You know he's a great tight end. So, but there's trade rumors of him going to Pittsburgh. Then I saw a rumor where if we trade Johnu to Pittsburgh, then maybe we trade Atlanta for Pitts. Me personally, I'd rather have Johnu.
Yeah, I hope we don't get rid of Jonnu. I like Jonnu. I mean, last year basically he was the best thing for the team last year.
Yeah, when they finally started using him, yeah.
Yeah.
Early in the year, they didn't use him a lot. Later in the year, they started using him. What do you have, 9 touchdowns?
I think so, yeah. Imagine what he could have had if they used him all year long.
Yeah, he would have had 14 or 15, maybe 16. And, when they finally started using him, it was like, see, you know what you got. So if you can give him a longer-term contract, 2-3 year extension, he's going to want somewhere in the neighborhood of probably $6-7 million a year. So what's up, Russell? How are you, brother?
Good morning,
Hey,
Russell.
Johnny. Hey, Papa Paul. Hey, Johnny. How you guys doing?
Can't complain, brother.
Good morning, Mr. Burke.
The Burkster. Hey, for anybody that doesn't know, the Finstones page got hacked. He did start a new Finstones page. So if you want to find it and join it, bring the numbers back up. He's always putting all the information up there that he sees. So there is a new Finstones page.
These people are so ridiculous with hacking people's sites. I mean, people are doing a great service to Dolphin fans and hooking people up with certain things that they normally wouldn't get. Just people are just idiotic.
Yeah, and he had a lot of followers on there. I forget how many thousands, 50, 60,000, whatever. I don't even remember the number, but it got hacked and he couldn't recover it. So he started a new one. So if you were part of the Finstones or want to be, look up the Finstones and add yourself in there to, he's always putting stuff up there. So,
Hard work, will be rewarded. It's always karma, You work hard to do something and it's always got to be one person that has to mess up the recipe,
Yep. Well, these idiots, they hack sites and then they want money back and get out of here.
Yep. How you doing this morning, Russell?
I'm good. I just got over a bout of food poisoning over the last week. Yeah, I'm okay.
Well, your wife trying to kill you?
No, it wasn't my wife. We were out and she was getting new uniforms for work, and I, being a diabetic, had to grab something to eat, so I had grabbed Chinese. Yeah, and it didn't work out well.
Doesn't sound like it.
Gotta stay away from that gas station sushi, brother.
No, I don't eat sushi. I had got lo mein and some vegetable fried rice. I don't know, but yeah, probably about 2 hours later, I was in the bathroom hugging porcelain. Yep. And my girl, being a registered nurse, she knew exactly what it was. And yeah, for the next 3 days, I was hurting.
Well, that sucks, but glad you're feeling better and glad you're here.
Yeah, I ended up going on Shake's show, I think Thursday, for like 2 hours. I was like, ooh. So how about that John Smith info? What do you think about that, guys?
Well, like we were just talking about that. I think they need to wait and see what happens with Ramsey, and if they can get some cap space out of that, then sign John to a long 2-3 year contract and give him the 6-7 million a year that he's looking for.
Good morning, Shake. How you doing?
What's going on?
Because with John, you know what you got.
Definitely. What's going on, Shake?
What's up, Shake Money?
What's up?
Shake's still waking up.
Yeah. I've been working. I've been up for a little bit.
For all you out there that follow us, starting next Sunday, we will be starting at 10 a.m. instead of 9 a.m. And it will be on TFTG.
Mm-hmm. So it's next week?
Yes.
Okay.
Just make sure you put the link on the page, brother.
We always do.
Yeah, sure you do.
Yeah.
Hey, I might have to be reminded, but I do.
There you go. That should be like getting up and stretching. That's the first and foremost.
If anything, I'll send you the link directly, Russell.
No, I don't mind. I mean, I'm not going to always say that I'm going to be up and about, but like it's like quick to jump
I almost
in.
forgot about the show completely this morning.
For real?
For real.
Ooh. What's going on in the world of Papa Paul, man? I heard some bowling talk.
Well, I just looking at getting out of the house more and doing things that I used to do. And
nice. I know Mr. Winters, he's an avid bowler. That brother got his own everything. He loves bowling.
Well, I used to have all my own stuff.
There you go.
I've seen how my father and my father-in-law both have gotten to where they're from the bed to the chair and that's it. And I don't want to become like that. So I'm trying to get out and do some things.
Yep. Get out and do some miniature golfing. Go to like you said, bowling. Jim, go to an arcade, man. Just to get out. Just break it up, break the monotony.
So that's why, I can't wait for football season to start. Training camp's still up in the air with me.
I'm sure you might make a couple of days. I mean, I'm pretty sure you're not going to be there every day, but I'm sure you'll get there.
Yeah, I'll get there for at least 1 or 2 days in the first week. Usually I'm there the whole first week, but
yeah,
I don't know about this year.
Yeah. Plus, that's usually July and August. That heat be blazing.
Oh yeah,
To be out every day. Woo.
Yeah,
I ain't getting
October.
Well,
October.
a lot of the people that work the training camp, they know me as a donut man
There you go.
because I would bring to the workers. I would bring some donuts.
Nice.
They're out there working. Granted, I know they get paid well,
But still,
but
yeah.
but still,
Nothing like being appreciated.
Exactly. Show a little appreciation.
That's right, brother. Good spirit. Oh, Shake, man, thanks again for having me on your show, brother. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you coming on. I enjoyed it.
I'm sure your followers had a good time also.
Oh man, but I was saying I'll wait till October. That's when all the humidity leaves.
That's the best time to go to football games in Florida. That damn September, forget it.
Even October can be hot.
Yeah, but not as brutal as September. September's brutal.
Yeah, but October, of course, you got to worry about hurricanes and stuff.
Still.
Yeah, I mean, any reprieve from all that heat. I mean, obviously you don't want to deal with a hurricane either, but
usually, historically, after a hurricane in October, the week is like you get like cool breezes. So
yeah. I mean, last year for fan club weekend, it was hot, but not crazy hot. There was a couple days. I mean, but generally it was good. And then game day against Arizona was kind of hot, but I mean, I can live with that.
I was for me October. You talking about on fan club weekend in Arizona? Man, that was gorgeous weather for me.
Yeah, that was nice. Well, I'm from Massachusetts, so when we left, it was in the mid 60s. So to go into mid 80s, I say, man, I ain't got no problem with that.
So, Shake, who you got on this week?
I'm still working on that. So
it's going to be hard to top last week. That's gonna be a tough act to follow.
Oh yeah,
you're always a tough act to follow, Russell.
I'm just kidding, but we had a good time though, man. It was a really good time, man.
It was. And
I mean,
you had like I said, you're walking almanac. You know your shit, man. I like that.
Well, I mean, it's from years of seeing and believing, I mean, I started as a fan in 1970, so 6-year-old. Nothing, changes outside of, being like different responses and different feelings. I mean, we're fans,
Yeah, and I like the fact that your family is unique. Different.
They're all different. Yeah, man. Oh my goodness. Especially growing up in the 70s. I mean, my dad was a big Vikings fan, old school purple people eaters, and my brothers were Vikings, and my other brothers are Steelers. So it was all the traditional teams. My sister was Dallas. So it wasn't like we had a Falcons fan or a Saints fan or at the time a Washington Redskins fan. It was all the traditional powers at that time: Pittsburgh, Minnesota, Dallas, and Miami. So you can imagine the conversations we were having at dinner and out and, during football season. And the weird thing is, all our family members had their run except my dad and my brothers because the Vikings never won. But I won. My brothers, the Steelers, won. My sister, the Cowboys, won. So outside of my brother Dale and my brother Maurice, who were Vikings fans like my father, Russell Sr., they were the only ones that couldn't say we won a Super Bowl. They were mad as hell.
Yeah, they made it to 4 but never won one.
Yep. So, and I had to listen to my younger brothers, Wayne and Warren, are Steelers fans. The one's in Dallas. The other one lives in San Francisco area. So, they still running their mouths about the Steelers. But it was good times, because you're talking about probably the heyday of the league for us. You're talking Dallas had Roger Staubach and Tony Dorsett and the Doomsday defense early 70s and Purple People Eaters with Fran Tarkenton and Chuck Foreman and Alan Page. And we had the no-name defense and Greasy and Zonka and Warfield and Morris, and it was good times, man. Just being young and just watching the league. The league was different then because it was all physical running. You didn't see teams throw 50 times a game, and it was all power and physicality, which was cool.
Oh man! Also, by the way, one of my favorite parts of the episode was towards the end when Raphael Courtwright, a former Marine, they were military trash talking each other.
Yeah, there it is.
Good times.
The United States Marine Corps, U.S. Marine Corps, United States Misguided Children. I used to argue with these guys on my base in NTC San Diego because they would come from Camp Pendleton. They would go into Radio Manet school, and they were like, "Oh, here comes the squids," and that would set off usually the cafeteria looking like Animal House food fight. Everybody losing liberty passes and base restriction. Yeah, I remember those good old days.
It's funny you say that. I grew up in Mystic, Connecticut, which is inside of Groton, and right across the bridge is New London.
Yep.
And that's where the Coast Guard Academy is, but on the Groton side is where the sub base is, and that's what we always called them, was the Squids.
The Squids, yep. The U.S. Army, the Mud Puppies.
That's me, brother.
Yeah, I know who it is, Mr. O'Halloran. I know who it is. And over there where you said New London, the U.S. Coast Guard, the shallow water sailors.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a good time. Like on Shake's show, I told people, you serve. I don't care what branch you serve. I don't care if you were ringing a bell at the mall, dressed up like Captain Kangaroo. I don't care. I just think that people don't realize what a commitment it is to do that. Anybody can go to college. Anybody can get a job in a technical field. There aren't a lot of people who say, I'm going to join the military because, and it's a big commitment, and I mean, I appreciate anybody that does it. I don't give a damn if you served 100 years or you served 11 months. I really don't care. It's just the point of, people don't realize this. You're making a sacrifice bigger than yourself.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's, you're signing that contract and you don't know what's going to happen.
Don't know. When you put that swearing in and you say, I'm defending the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that don't mean you could be fighting your next door neighbor if he's doing something crazy. Foreign and domestic. And you don't know what hot spot you're going to end up. You don't know where you're going to be, But yeah, it was a good time, Shake. Like I said, everybody was cool on your show. I mean, I didn't see people were jumping in with questions and all kind of stuff, which was super cool. Like I said, I love all the branches. I mean, I went to the Army Navy game when it was here in Massachusetts a couple years back, and Army stopped the Navy from winning the game late. And oh man, I was hearing it from my uncle all the way home because he was U.S. Army, and I lost $100, and I wasn't happy about that. And he's wearing them stupid freaking green, with the camouflage. Oh no, yeah, that was an ugly ride home. You could have heard a pin drop because I wasn't saying a damn word. I thought I was gonna end up punching my uncle in his mouth. My father's brother, he was U.S. Army. He's talking all kind of junk all the way home. How about the Navy? What happened? They couldn't score. Blah blah blah. Oh man. I was like, yo, drop me off at the police barracks. He goes, why? I says, because I'm going to be arrested for assault. Yep. Mm-mm. It was cool, though, because you're getting to see, like, when they marching out onto the field before the game and they're in their formations, Army on one side, the Navy on the other. Oh, man, when it's early November, too, the weather's cool, that brisk fall. Oh, man. Make you want to run through a wall. Good times, man. I hope they bring it back to Foxborough again. I hate Gillette because it's the Patriots, but shit, I go only for the Dolphins, but I'll go for Army Navy. Best believe it.
Oh, yeah.
Shake, have you heard any news that we need to talk about or anything?
No, I don't know if you guys heard. There's been a rumor saying that Zach Seiler wants a trade now.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that too. But he was wearing a Florida Panthers jersey, banging on the drum the other night. So he was there with Benito Jones and some other people. Mm-hmm. But hey, I hope that ain't true. That'd be ugly.
Yeah, that would be detrimental.
I mean, considering we drafted 3 defensive tackles, but come on, man, none of them are Zach Seiler. Come on.
Yeah.
That would be super ugly. I mean, I saw the NFL Live when it popped on with Jonnu Smith developing story, and I was pissed off. And I was like, whoa.
Mm.
Well, you know what it is? These guys, like I said, it's got comfortable now to ask for more money because everybody else was doing it. And if one can get it, then everybody should get it. That's how these guys are thinking. I mean, heck. But like we've said before, Johnny has said it. You've said it. Paul Shakes has said it. You signed a contract and live to it. You signed it. I didn't hold a gun to your head, make you sign for $10 million. Now Papa Ball signs for $11 million. Now you're mad. You think you should get 12. You signed the contract. Play out your contract.
Well, the funniest part about that stuff is, as a player, when you sign your contract, I don't care if you're the best corner or tight end in the league, somebody's going to sign a contract months later, a year later for more money because the cap keeps going up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So when you sign, you understand that.
So if you underperform, are you going to get some of that money back?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, these guys, like Paul said, and I think it was Johnny said it last, maybe 2 shows again. Could you imagine you going into your job telling your boss he gave you a raise and you say, well, no, because Tim the 2 man got $5 more. I want 10 more. You'd be like, hit the door. You already got a raise. You've been paid. You already got a raise. I could see down the road you might get a cost of living raise. But I mean, hey, you can't get raises every 5 months because somebody else did.
I tell you what, if we lose Zach Seiler, though, that's going to be detrimental.
Yeah, that would be a wee bit ugly.
Yeah, it would.
I didn't see that one, and I'm glad I didn't because
I think I saw that on
but the reason I'm bringing this to attention because it's at first El Capitan he retweeted it, but it came from the guy from 3 Yards Per Carry, and he's pretty he has credentials, so
we'll see.
That's the only thing that makes me entertain that post. You know what I'm saying? Because it came from him.
Yeah. Well,
it came from a credible source, so
we'll have to just wait and see, like everything, Hopefully, God willing, that ain't happening. Oh my gosh, that'd be ugly. But like I said, it wouldn't surprise me the way the Dolphins running their business. I mean, everybody wants to trade or money.
It's like you said, we develop them and then we give them away.
Mm-hmm.
Well, think about it. 2-3 years ago, we had guys that wanted to come to Miami. Now it seems like everybody wants out.
Yeah,
when McDaniel first got there and started this offense and everything, everybody's like, "Oh, I want to go play in Miami. They look good." Now we're a couple years later, and they're all like, "I want out of here."
Mm-hmm.
Well, and understandable in a way because they want that ring and they're not getting any younger.
Too, Paul, which is funny. I listen to these guys. You can just see the commitment through people. Like Tyreek Hill, he won a ring already, so it's all money for him. Jalen Ramsey has a ring, and these guys are now saying, "Well, we're getting older. We got to get that last big hit, last big bite of the pie with this money." There's a lot of the younger cats that are in the league, might be third, fourth year. They're like, well, I'm in South Florida. I got all this money. I got no state tax, but we ain't winning. I'm going to say I want out. Everybody's commitment is different. Everybody wants to be on commercials, and everybody wants outside interest money rather than to put the work behind being the football player. There was a time I couldn't stand. Every time I turned on the TV, I seen Baker Mayfield commercials. And he wasn't really that good then. Now he's with Tampa Bay. Well, like a Pro Bowl type player. You don't see his commercials much because he put in the work.
Good morning, Cap for Life. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, the contracts definitely. I've been saying it for years. All NFL contracts should be incentive based. You get a base salary, and then whatever position you play, they base it on, all right, if you're a corner, if you get this many passes knocked down or interceptions or tackles or, stuff like that, you earn extra money. If you're a defensive tackle, you get paid for sacks and tackles behind the line of scrimmage and interceptions, fumble recoveries,
Incentive based.
Every little thing incentive based. So you can make $1 million if you do this. You can make $500,000 if you do this, and then see how guys really play.
Yeah, that would be a wise move. But the funny thing with that, Johnny, all these idiotic dudes who sign big signing bonuses would care less about that now. That's the only money that's guaranteed on the contract. You could sign. You ever see these guys? Oh, he signed 9 years, 130 million, but 25 is guaranteed. So after 1 year, you could be released. But they know they got 25 million. That's why these guys are screaming and hollering about. Could you imagine if the NFL made contracts like Major League Baseball where everything's guaranteed? Oh my God. Shit would be anarchy.
It's getting that way. Trust me. It's.
Oh,
I mean, we've all
definitely
seen it.
going to get that way. It's going to get that way.
To see what they used to be and what they are now.
You want to laugh too? I think about this every year. Bobby Bonilla still gets checks. Every July 4th, he gets $5 million.
No, it's $1 million.
Oh, okay, $1 million.
$1 million a year till
like 2030 something.
2034 or something like that. But that's a smart man.
Only
yeah, that's
million?
a smart guy.
I feel bad for him. He's only getting one. Holy shit!
But he's also probably 58 years old. Yeah. He's not playing. So every July 4th they call it Bobby Bonilla Day in New York because he's getting a check.
That's crazy.
So think about that. You're 60 years old, and every God willing, as long as you live, every July 4th you're getting $1 million check from a team that you no longer play for. You don't even play the sport anymore, and every year you're getting $1 million. And I'm sure he's still doing like card shows and whatever else. And he's had a lot of money because he had big contracts that were guaranteed when he was with the Pirates, as well as when he signed with the Orioles. Those were free agency deals, and then the Mets. So he's probably got at least $200 million in the bank, and knowing that you're going to get $1 million every July 4th.
Well, I mean, if you do it right, you can live off the interest alone on $1 million.
Oh, definitely. I remember Sugar Ray Leonard when he started. He said when he made all the money with the Hearns fight, the first Duran fight, then the rematch. I think at that time because the boxing was a little different then. I think he said he had like $75 million, and he said he never touched the money itself. He lived off the principal. Never touched the actual money.
Off the interest.
The interest, excuse me. Think about that for a minute. And this is the 1980. No. This is 1980.
Yeah.
We're not talking about 2024.
Gronkowski did the same thing. Gronkowski never touched his money. He lived off endorsements.
Yep. He used to throw the checks in his top drawer in his mom's house in New Jersey, he said. I used to just throw the checks in there. Never touched the money. And then the bank called him, hey, you gotta cash these checks, He kept throwing them in the drawer.
I like loose change.
People are amazing. You know, you don't realize when you have it, you don't think about it when you have it. I mean, we're all working type guys, you know, blue collar type guys. We, you know, nobody ever walked up to a Paul or John or a Shake and say, "Hey, here's $15 million and you're gonna throw it in the top drawer." Somebody gives you $15 million, you're thinking of all the things what you're gonna do right away. Maybe I'll get a new house, maybe I'll buy a vehicle, or maybe I'll go on a trip. You're thinking of stuff that, you know, someone who doesn't have that access to that would do. But when you know you have access to it, it's like you losing $1 in the mall or you lost change or somewhere. Yeah, that's okay.
Oh shit! If I get $15 million, me and my wife we're getting a big RV. We're finna travel this shit. We're finna travel the world.
You know, RV, you have to travel the country. You can't travel the world.
Well, you know what I mean.
It's not a submarine, brother.
I'm figuratively speaking.
Wait a minute. You can still have it shipped across the water.
Yeah. That's a lot of. Well, if you got $15 million, you can do it. But I'm just
Yeah,
saying, when he said he's going to travel the world, you. I hope you got scuba gear.
You know. As an American, the United States is the world. So whatever.
Yeah, you travel continental U.S. You're saying you'd go to the Grand Canyon, you'd go to out west, you'd go to South Dakota to see the 4 presidents there.
Yeah. Drive it. You can even drive up to Alaska and stuff.
Well, you can't drive to Alaska.
Yeah, you can.
Sure, you can.
I
thought you could drive up to the state of Washington and you'd have to go your boat over. You can't.
No, my in-laws drove
through Canada. Okay. Yeah, through Canada. Okay. Western Canada, yeah.
Yeah, my in-laws drove to Alaska a couple of times when they were younger.
Well, no, I understand that. Like I said, I was in the Navy. We're in Bradenton, Washington. We went obviously shipped to the Bering Straits, the farthest tip of Alaska, towards the Russia in the Straits. And then you'd see you see everything. Glaciers, freaking orcas, you see fucking everything. That water fucking extremely cold. And most of those guys are king crabbing over there. Alaska, Anchorage, and over that area. Whew. So Shake Money said he'd get the RV. He's heading out west. Look out.
Yeah. East, west.
There it is.
North,
Shake
south.
Money. Mm-hmm. Shake Money with his wine and his cigar. He ready.
Yeah. I'll do the John Madden, baby.
There it is.
Yeah, and the best part about that is you buy that parking pass for all the state parks, and you can go anywhere and just sit. You want to stay a couple days, stay a couple days. Yep. You want to stay a couple weeks, stay a couple weeks.
Yep. My buddy Alex, he's retired Navy, and he bought an RV, and he's a damn Cowboys fan. So the bunch of them go every year in his RV to the Philly game. They go to Washington, and they go to the Giants game. But he was like, "Oh, I want to drive out to Vegas. I want to go to see them against the Raiders." I was like, "You're going to be in the RV out damn in Vegas?" He said, "Yup."
Hey, you don't have to worry about hotels, rent-a-cars, anything.
Nope. And his RV is huge. It sleeps like I think 12.
Yeah, that's a good thing about the RV. The RV, you have where you could, like, if you put the car neutral, you could drag it behind you, so you can just park it and just drive your car when you're settled.
Yeah, his RV is super cool because I've been in it.
Well, there's pros and cons to an RV and a camper, and I mean it all depends on how you look at it, on how you want to use it. Good morning, Joe Riss. Thank you for joining the panel. What's up, Joe? Where you at these days?
Joe?
Hey, good morning, everyone.
What's going on, Joe?
What up, Joe?
I'm at home. I'm in Florida these days, but planning some more travel, of course.
Yes, sir.
Mr. World Traveler himself. No, with an RV, if it happens to break down, you got to get a hotel. You know, with a camper, your truck breaks down, you still have a place to live.
Yep.
So, but there's pros and cons to either way. It all depends on what you want to do.
Someone going on a RV trip?
No, we were just talking about $50
Shake
million.
is once he wins that $50 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shake wants to be the continental U.S. traveler with his RVs and his Cuban and his glass of wine, Chablis or rosé or whatever he drinks.
Actually, with my cognac, I'm gonna have.
Oh, even better.
With $50 million, I'm gonna be buying Louis.
You're buying the vineyard,
I'll be buying
Napa
Louis
Valley.
like it's water.
Look out, Napa Valley, he's coming.
I'll be,
I'll
I'll have
Shake
Louis
in
the 13th.
Tahoe and
Mhm.
Yellowstone and
Yep, I told him he'd be hitting the presidents.
yeah. Rushmore.
Mount Rushmore. Yep, South Dakota.
All those states, the ones that I haven't been to, I've been to about 42 of them, and I think the 8 I haven't been to are like those typical states you drive an RV to.
Yep, North Dakota, South Dakota, Wyoming.
Yep, Montana, Idaho.
Idaho. Yep.
Yeah, see, I've been to Montana, and I've been to Montana. I haven't been to that many states, but I've been to Montana, Utah.
What were you doing in Montana?
I actually went up there to pick up a horse.
Oh, that's a very Montana thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
I was living just outside of Las Vegas at the time.
Being military, obviously, because I was in the Navy, I had all the West Coast states. I did Washington, Cali, Nevada, Arizona, obviously in the Southwest, Texas. I've never been to like Oklahoma. I've never been to Utah. I ain't never been to Montana, Idaho, the ones we just mentioned. I've been to Michigan. I've been to Ohio. In the South, the only states I've never been in the South, I've never been to Mississippi. I've never been to what other state? Tennessee, I've never been. Everywhere in the East.
I've been to Tennessee.
I've been to every state in the East, except, which is funny, I live here in Massachusetts. I've never been to New Hampshire, or Vermont, or Maine. Well, no, I've been to Maine because our ship stopped in Bath, Maine for repairs. But yeah, I've never been to New Hampshire or Vermont.
I've been to Vermont skiing before.
Yeah.
Same.
Oh, yeah. We used to have like ski trips at our job at Titleist. They'd be going to like different ski resorts, but I never.
You guys
Closest
I lived in Massachusetts. Lived in
you
Jersey.
lived in the Boston. Yeah, you live in the Boston area.
Yeah, lived in Jersey. Been up and down the East Coast.
Where'd you live in Jersey?
I was born in Elizabeth. Grew up in Seawarren.
Okay.
Yep, my friends live in Elizabeth.
But I only grew up in Seawarren. I was in Seawarren until I was 9 years old. Then we came to Florida.
Nice.
I was born in Florida, but I was raised in Jersey, and then I made my way back down here.
Which part of Jersey?
Hillsborough in Somerset County.
Okay, yeah. I live in Monmouth County.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I moved out of there in 2009, basically.
And my mother used to work at the Woodbridge Mall.
I miss the food up there. It's so much better up there than it is here.
Oh, I love Massachusetts, man. Food. Ooh, East Coast, way up here. Like I said, where I live like 12 minutes from my hometown, New Bedford, Mass. That's the number one fishing port in the country. Seafood out of this world. Out of this world. I mean, if you're a seafood eater, obviously. If you like scallops, lobster, shrimp, look out.
Yep.
Yeah,
I love scallops. I'm not a lobster fan though.
No, I only eat fish because being Muslim.
Listen, I'm a big surf and turf guy. Steak and shrimp.
Oh yeah, you steak and shrimp, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love shrimp, but shrimp galore. There's a place near me that has all you can eat shrimp all the time, and I've gone there once, but with my best friend, and you get filled up. It's big shrimp too. It's not the little tiny shrimp at all you can eat. But lobster, people
Go ahead.
I was going to say, people described lobster to me as, you dunk it in butter. I said, well, if I want it that way, why don't I just eat a stick of butter?
Yeah. But I used to work at the stadium and the suites. I used to be a suite runner, and every morning we used to before everything got up, we used to have to be at 5 o'clock in the morning. We used to have to deliver the food like beforehand, before everybody arrived. So I would get like 5 or 6 plates of jumbo shrimp, and they were like, I think they're like $80 a thing for jumbo shrimp, and I would take 2 or 3 from each plate, so nobody would notice and deliver them.
The funny thing about seafood, people don't realize, if you live where we live in the North Atlantic, the water's super cold. That seafood grows bigger. Like you can get shrimp in the waters of the Gulf of Mexico and all that, but it's small compared to up here.
Like Maine,
they breed, Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, Massachusetts. The water's so cold that the fish grow bigger. The seafood grows bigger.
Shellfish, yeah.
Yeah, because it's the North Atlantic. Same thing with where you go way out West Coast, the king crab, the water's super cold. The king crab are huge. You ever watch those shows, the king crabs? And the water's so extremely cold, they grow bigger. You can grab crabs anywhere. Blue crab in Maryland, they're good, but they're smaller. But king crab, you see how much the Japanese lose their minds over certain types of, shellfish.
I had a really good Chilean sea bass 2 weeks ago. It's one of my favorite fish.
Yeah, up here, like I said, I'm in Massachusetts. The big thing is Alaskan cod. It's cold. I mean, obviously, because it's cold water fish, Alaskan cod. But Saul come up here. Saul's like, oh my God, Russell, this fish is unbelievable. And where this place in New Bedford, Kyle, is seafood, the boats are pulling right up. They're getting it fresh off the boats. And they're cutting it up and everything. He couldn't believe it. He's like, Russell, this is like, ooh.
All of these dogs are fighting.
Yeah, I miss the Northeast food. Like, God forbid we get a good Italian restaurant in Florida.
Oh, the Italian restaurants out here are crazy.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I miss it.
Oh, man, Providence, Rhode Island. Whew. Well, that's all mafia anyway. But Federal Hill, oh, my God. You want to talk about Italian restaurants, Capriccios? You won't want to go home.
The only good pizza down here are the ones that picked up and moved down from New York or New Jersey.
Yep. Oh, nothing better than New York, New Jersey pizza, man. Huh.
Yeah, but the problem down here in Florida, even if it's somebody from New York, New Jersey making it, the water is different.
Yep, everything's different.
The yeast rise is different, so it's still not as good.
Yeah.
I already told John. I already told Papa Paul. I'll tell my man, the new guy, because I just met you today. Guys, ever want to come to Massachusetts for a Patriots Dolphins game? I'm gonna take you to some spots.
How far is was it Foxbridge? How far
Foxborough?
is that? Foxborough. How far is that
from where I live?
Well, from 20. Boston.
Oh, from Boston, it's about an hour.
How far is it? How close are you to it?
I'm 24 minutes.
Oh, that's amazing.
Well, I tell people this all the time. If you ever come up from Florida and you want to go to a Patriots game, fly to Providence, Rhode Island, because from Providence it's 28 minutes.
I like Rhode Island. Providence is the city where they got all those houses on the cliffs.
Oh no, that's Newport. That's Newport, Rhode Island. That's close though. It's close to Providence. Newport has during the summer, Newport has the Newport Food Festival where they have cook-offs from people from all over the country. Who has the best chili? Who has the best lobster bisque? Who has the best this? And you pay $30. You get to sample all of them all day long. It's like 4 hours.
Do they have a chowder one? I used to go to a chowder fest.
Yeah, they got that one too. Newport, the Chowder Fest. Oh yeah, because they have the Newport Jazz Festival. Like all the big time jazz people from all over, Branford, Marcellus, everybody, they come and they have a festival. It's like all weekend, but they have that chowder. Whew, unbelievable.
Well, not to change the subject and all, but Joe, do you have any news for the Dolphins?
Dolphins? No. Well, no. I mean, I'm really looking. Well, it's June 1st, isn't it? So I guess we'll see some things soon. I mean, I think Ramsey's gone. I think Jonnu. Now that the word was out there that someone was interested, I think a few more teams may call about him, but I'm not as sure that he'll be gone. But
Yeah, I don't want to lose Jonnu. I don't want to lose Jonnu. I don't want to lose Zach Sealer either.
I think
is there
Ramsey.
word about him moving?
Well, there's a word out there that he wants a trade.
Man, we just had to do so much to replace Christian Wilkins. I see them doing what they need to do to keep Sealer around.
I hope so.
I think Ramsey's going to be gone by Wednesday.
Yeah, I mean, we took 2 years to replace Christian Wilkins, and if we lose Sealer on top of that replacement, we're back at square one.
Yeah.
I say Ramsey gets moved to either Dallas or he gets moved to the Raiders by Wednesday.
Well, I'm kind of looking forward to I never root like this, but I'm kind of looking forward to the following year already. So I'm if we're moving these guys, I'm looking at youth or picks.
Yep.
I'm not really looking for anything for a win now.
Yeah, I'd rather read. Like Johnny said, we have a soft rebuild. People don't want to admit it, but we are.
Yeah.
I mean, we still got talent. I mean, if things fall into place, obviously health and we stay connected. We're still a 10-11 win team. We won 8 games with 4 different quarterbacks. So, I mean,
well, talking about health, they're talking about Jalen Phillips is going too hard at it again, and he could end up doing the same thing he did last year, getting a play and then re-injuring himself.
Well, guess what? He does that. He blows his money because he's on his 5th-year option. He'll be out the door. So, I mean, got to take it easy. It's only spring.
A lot of people are high on Phillips and have been high on him, and I just every time I watch him play, I'm just kind of waiting, like, when is he going to go down?
Yeah,
I like the guy personally. I've met him a couple of times, and he a hell of a guy. I wish him the best of luck with everything. I hope it works out this year because he is a good player.
Yeah, what the thing with him is, he has that warrior mentality. He's trying to get back, and he's trying to do too much too early. Same thing with Chubb. Chubb is a good player, but I mean, I don't need you to go crazy in April and May. No, at
least Chubb never made it back last year, so at least he's a bit more.
He's ahead of schedule.
Yeah.
If they both stay healthy, Sealer stays healthy, and Grant turns out to be a first-round worthy player, I mean, we've got a scary.
Yeah, we're an 11-win team.
Emerging, we have a scary defensive front.
Yep, we'll be an 11-win team. I still think we need a veteran corner just to make the room better. Because I mean, even if all those guys play at the top of their games, we still have to address one of the cornerback spots. Because if Ramsey leaves, there are some decent free agents out there. Maybe they bring in a Stephon Gilmore. I mean, he's older, but he's still pretty decent.
What about inside linebacker? I mean, do you guys? We didn't really do much there. We brought in what was the thing from the Bucks?
Oh, Britt.
Yeah,
KJ Britt. We also re-signed the kid from that we got from Seattle that led them in tackles. He played well for us too. Oh my goodness, he played well. They re-signed him after free agency. Oh my God, he played pretty good. And then we got Brooks. Brooks played well. So I mean, we should be okay.
We got Jordan Brooks, Tyrell Dodson.
That's it, Dodson.
Britt,
yep,
and
KJ
Willie
Britt.
Gay.
Yeah, Willie Gay from the Chiefs, and he played with the Saints last year, but we should be okay.
I mean, Channing Tindall cracks this roster.
I thought Channing Tindall was a reach when we drafted him, and he hasn't really showed me anything that other than being a special teams guy. So we'll see. Maybe he makes the team as a special teams guy again. Maybe not. But I mean, outside of those 2 games he had in the playoff run by Georgia, I ain't seen anything that made me say, "Oh my God, we had to have him." But there it is with overdrafting sometimes,
Yeah.
because if you look at the run that the Bulldogs had, he was one of the main guys, and I'm like, oh, this guy's fast. He's racing off the edge. He's making plays. He gets to us. He looks lost out there. Same thing with Cam Smith, another one. He looked good at South Carolina, but he got in our program. Fangio wasn't happy with him. He's always grabby at corner. He's getting beat, obviously, if you're grabbing all the time.
I'm more bummed out about Cam Smith than Channing Tindall because Cam was a much higher investment. Channing Tindall was not even a top 100 pick, even though he was our first pick.
Yeah, in the third round, yep. And what's his name? Cam Smith, second round guy. He hasn't shown me enough to make me say, "Oh boy, I'm excited about him." To me, he's actually cuttable. you know.
Well, he already got hurt this season.
Yeah,
OTAs and all.
Yeah, he already pulled up lame. He sat out for like 20 plays and he came back in. But see, that's what I'm saying. This is where the Dolphins' homegrown talent makes me mad. We kept him, but we let Nick Needham go. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Think about that for a minute. Nick Needham was in your system for 4 years. Played corner, played slot, played a little safety. For a guy that hasn't done nothing.
He was longer than that. 5. He was here since.
He was 5 years.
Okay, even 5 years. 4 or 5 years.
No,
6,
maybe
because remember he came in 2019.
Yeah, 6.
Okay, 6 years. And you got a guy in your system that does absolutely nothing, but we kept him. Really? And if I'm correct, I don't even think Nick Needham was drafted. He was undrafted.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was UDFA
spot every one of those years.
Yeah. So I don't know. We have a bad thing where we groom somebody and let them walk out the door. I mean, come on. And then we brought in Artie Burns, who's a first-round draft pick of the Steelers, and he went to Seattle, but he's always hurt. Ashton Davis, the safety from the Jets, he's okay, but And then Imawafu from the Lions, another one. Decent talent, always hurt. I mean, that's the MO of our team for years. It's been, hey, let's go get damaged goods and bring them in. Maybe they'll turn them around. Maybe there'll be a diamond in the rough.
I just think it's crazy to lose all of your defensive back starters and have to replace them and not really
in one off season, mind you. Yeah, we did this in a one-off season. We lost Javon Holland. We lost what's his name? Needham. Yep. So I mean, really?
Yeah.
Fuller, Ramsey.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, Fuller was hurt all the time, concussions. He's banged up, but like I said, he was damaged goods when we got him from Washington. So they're hoping, maybe this is going to turn around.
I'm almost surprised Kohu's still here. The way that they just kind of shifted everybody out of that defensive back room.
Yeah. Well, Kohu's kind of valuable because he can play the slot, and he's not a lot of money either. So, and he was an undrafted guy, free agent. He made the team. So, and maybe in our camp starts up, I'm high on that kid Adams from Central Florida. He's a big guy, good corner.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I like Marshall.
Yep, Marshall too. So, I mean, maybe we'll see. I mean, cream rises to the top. We can talk all we want about woulda, coulda, shoulda. If our secondary plays somewhat decent, and if our line plays to the potential, we're going to be an 11-win team. I'm not going to get off of that bridge. I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we'll find a cornerback 2 or maybe even a cornerback 1 out of this competition this year. We'll still have to draft at that position if we don't keep Ramsey or pick up someone.
Yep. I mean, we were talking about this earlier. These guys with money cry, but they don't play out their contracts. I mean, hey, you signed to stay here. I mean, I don't care that you don't talk to the coach or you don't like what the coach says. The coach ain't making no tackles. You are. All he can do is put you in the position, whether you phase him out or you listen to him or whatever you want to do. I mean, these guys are so arrogant now. It's all about me. And, nobody wins without all.
We have players that are comfortable saying they'd punch McDaniel in the face. Or
Tyreek Hill, yeah. That's what I'm saying.
I couldn't believe hearing that. Even if
it's
you
like the prisoners
say that.
The prisoners are running the prison. The warden has nothing to say. And Ross is
it's a really good
and Ross is, makes me laugh about Stephen Ross. Stephen Ross, he wants to do the waddle up in the owner's box, and he wants to be everybody's buddy. He's writing the checks, cool. And
I met a girl in Chile she's actually the Dolphins photographer, and she told me that Stephen Ross is never in the building.
Of course not. He's a playboy. He got money.
She said Garfunkel or whatever his name is
Tom Garfunkel.
Yeah, he's there quite a bit, but Stephen Ross is never there.
Stephen Ross is just a money-making machine. That's all he cares about. That's why he put tennis courts in. That's why he put F1 in. He's taken more and more away from the football, which is what he bought, and he bought it for $1.1 million. It's now worth $7 billion. So, he's there for the money. I don't care what anybody says. You can tell me he writes big checks and signs players, and he comes out and says, I want to win a Super Bowl. No, you don't, jackass. If you did, you're doing all this other stuff. You're just there for the money. You're trying to accumulate as much as you can so your family has generational wealth and you ain't worried about the football.
Yeah, exactly. Nope. Let me ask you this. How would it go for him if he was to say, like, if you was to give him some truth serum, say, Ross, what are you here for? I'm here for the money. Fuck the Super Bowls.
Yeah, he don't care about the Super Bowl.
You ain't gonna say that.
You know what's funny? Up here in Massachusetts, Kraft is night and day from our owner. You don't see Kraft doing racetracks and hockey teams and baseball. No. And he don't care about that. No, what he cares about is winning. That's why they won 6.
By the
way, don't care about nothing else.
By the way, Tony Dungy, who's the head coach of the Colts, had a talk with Jim Irsay because he was just like Jim Ross. He was hardly there. He said, "Listen, man, if you want the players and the team to get behind you, you need to show your face more." And he took his advice, and so that's why Jim Irsay he wanted to step away because he said, "Hey, listen, I want you guys to do your job." He goes, "No, man, we need your presence here." So he started coming more and more, and I think that's what Ross needs to do. But he's only he flies it. You could see a helicopter on game day land in the stadium.
They're right off. He leaves. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's funny when I'm saying early 2000s when Heisinger owned the team. He was the same way. He had owned the Marlins. He owned all the rental cars. He owned Blockbuster. He owned all the contracts for the trash in the state of Florida. So he was only about making money too.
Yeah.
He was the same way. We haven't had an owner that was hands-on since Joe Robbie.
Yeah, and you know what? They both had. He had Nova Southeast University where they used to play.
Yep, that's where I used to camp. Yep.
Whatever. He had. They had the school of Wayne.
Yep, the dental school. Yep.
He had his own business school in Nova, and Ross has his business school in Michigan.
Yep. Well, he's a graduate of Michigan, so
Yeah.
Well, with that being said, it's time to call it a day, folks.
All right.
We appreciate everyone joining us. Appreciate everybody watching. Thank you for joining us up on the panel. Joe, Shake, Russell, Johnny.
Hey,
next week, 10 o'clock, not 9 o'clock.
Are we doing? Are you doing? Are you coming on the TFTG Wednesday, or this is the last Wednesday on?
This will be our last Wednesday on. This is our last Wednesday on our own. Starting Sunday, we'll be on TFTG.
All right.
At 10 o'clock.
At 10 a.m.
So. Hey, Johnny, get in touch with Shake. I need both your addresses and your shirt sizes. I got to send you stuff. Papa Paul, I already know you. I got yours already. But I need your addresses and your shirt sizes. My buddy from the NFL is sending me stuff, so I got to send you guys some stuff.
All right. Appreciate it.
Not a problem.
So get in touch with Papa Paul. Get my phone numbers. Text me. I need your addresses and your shirt sizes.
Well, you're not on Facebook, are you, Russell?
Nah, I'm not on no social media. I'm Osama bin Houtman. I'm in deep cover. I'm hiding from the world.
Osama bin Houtman.
Yeah. My last name's Houtman. I'm Osama bin Houtman. I'm Muslim, but I'm not a terrorist. But I'm low key. I'm not on any social media. I mean, when I pop out the house like Oscar the Grouch, I graze people's shows, but yeah, I'm pretty low key. Not really into the whole social media thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll have a blessed and wonderful rest of the weekend.
Man.
And peace, love, and fins up,
Peace, love, and
everybody.
fins up, Wall.
Peace, love, and fins up, guys. Nice seeing you.